Assalamualaikum and a very good day to everyone. Today we are going to present our article analysis on cause and effects of plagiarism.
My name is Marisa binti Azman, and I will be talking about the causes of plagiarism. Firstly, laziness and incompetence of a writer to produce a quick large number of publications is a cause of plagiarism. What do I mean by this? Well, authors tend to recycle text from other articles and just go on with it. Nowadays, teachers believe that it is easy to cheat and plagiarize as there are computers and the internet compared to the older days where students had to retrieve information from the libraries and retype it. Electronic media and apps make it easy for students and researchers to copy paste materials and information. When this happens, the honesty of the manuscripts are sacrificed due to insufficient acknowledgement of others' work.
Hi, my name is Nushaina binti Rosli and I'll be explaining about the cause of plagiarism, which is ineffectiveness of digital ways compared to the manual processes. As we can view from Bloribet's studies, he stated that plagiarism detection can be done due to the assistance of computer, which in this case it is intrinsic detection system. Intrinsic detection system does not use any external sources to reveal suspicious sections of screen text. Therefore, this query document is not compared in person to another document. For instance, if the author did not upload or publish his work online, the computer system online have no data to prove that the plagiarist is not copying from him. Therefore, the plagiarist will get away from this. Moving on to his further study, he also mentioned that Turnitin is not able to check for plagiarism accurately, but to do calculations in similarities indexes. He also mentioned that Turnitin is not able to acknowledge passages that has been paraphrased. And lastly, from Bahaduri's studies, he stated that in such circumstances, computer application reports need to be reviewed by an expert. This is because plagiarism detection can be quite tricky because there is rephrased words being used, the use of non-online sources, and language shift itself.
My name is Aisha Sofia. So the next point is students that are new to assignments and paperworks are still lack of understanding new knowledge, and this will cause unintentional plagiarism. Firstly, paraphrasing method might be a new knowledge to some students, and they still aren't aware and still confused to do paraphrasing in the right way. Besides, students might lack awareness on rules and regulations of plagiarism. They do not know what they should do and what they should not do in paraphrasing. Apart from that, wide amount of scientific knowledge makes students confused about the facts and cause them to plagiarism without they realize. Some students have low commitment on studying new knowledge, force them to plagiarism without understanding the facts at first. The next point is the pressure on researchers and some students to make high quality articles in certain period makes them to choose plagiarizing. The researchers might not get promoted if the articles that they produce is not interesting and cannot give high impact to others. The pressure to get promoted forced them to plagiarize others' work. Moreover, lack of time management skills also one of the reasons why researchers and some students felt pressured. They cannot divide their time between responsibilities and life commitment perfectly. Students who are struggling on maintaining their CGPA also felt pressured, take an easy steps to copying any articles to make their assignments excellent. In addition, the source of materials that are easily found nowadays help the desperate researchers and students to do plagiarism.
The effect of plagiarism can be seen due to the similarities in sentence structure and writing style between the author compared to the plagiarist itself. Bahaduri has stated that students will face problems either to substitute the words that have similar meanings or to do summarization of the whole passage. This will lead the student to be facing the problems of lacking the skill to interpret certain information because they do not understand thoroughly of what the passage message is trying to send. Next, moving on to Floribet's research, he mentioned that the level of consistency is determined when analyzing one's writing skill and the use of language that comes with significant differences. Moving back to Bahadur's research, he stated that there will be a noticeable grammatical structure, the use of similar words, and rearranging the original sentences. Or either same context is being used but is written using different words by not crediting the author righteously. Last but not least, he stated that teaching staff or academic staff must be acknowledging the student's potential, whether that this student is able to come up with a higher or lower potential writing skill of a certain intellectual research studies.
Next, manuscripts will be returned back with warnings and requests to rewrite and resubmit for minor plagiarism. Actions are taken appropriately to correct the academic record, including publishing an erratum, the expression of concern linked to an article, retraction of an article, and the removal of an article, then replacing it with a notice. Further investigations are done and issues are resolved in the editorial board consultations along with informal conversations with the editors. For repeated cases of plagiarism, the Journal of Product Innovation Management will be followed. To decide if a plagiarism case counts as an offense, there will be a consultation between the editors and the editorial board.
Hi there, my name is Dayan Kunur Shahida Nafisa bint Abdul Azim, and I'll be explaining about the effect of plagiarism. Plagiarism has instigated a change in guidelines regarding to ethical publishing behavior. According to Callahan in his journal in 2018, changes in codes of ethical conduct has been made in 2009 by Academy of Management's of Ethical Code, where the authors need to cite every single words and ideas that have been taken from other sources. As regulation changed, the number of journals with related misconduct has increased significantly between 2000 and 2012, and this includes the famous Publication Manual of American Psychological Association. Moreover, these new guidelines has instigated a retraction of several journals, including a conference proceeding article that has been used and elaborate further to a new published articles without a proper site. Lastly, the changes in guidelines made to protect the author's right on their published materials and to avoid others to profit from it. And lastly, readers become source of reputational dispute rather than target of knowledge receiver. First of all, ranking of one's university considered as an important factor to publish an article instead of the authenticity of the article itself by the editor. Next, fulfilling a capitalist interest is what a plagiarism software developer do instead of making a functional program that really do detect the plagiarism. They only made a few changes in the interface to race with other developer. However, the author's performance is being evaluated by the number of people who read the published works and the impact that published work has on community. Hence, the authors feels the sense of urgency to make a new published work without thinking of the quality of the work. Lastly, editorial pressure influenced the authors to cite a certain articles to increase their reputation. This is because as the number of people that cite the article increase, the reputation of the article itself increase. In conclusion, there are several causes and effects of plagiarism to oneself. As example, the example of the causes themselves is by lack of knowledge, by the pressure from peer pressure, school pressure, and maybe even the editorial pressure, and this might affect their works and hence making them have this sense of urgency to make a new published works without having care about the quality of their works themselves. And this is something wrong to be done in the scholarly world, as having a plagiarized journal published means that you have lost your integrity, and by this your journal, your reputation will be stained. And not only your reputation being stained, you will also, your journal, your published works might have been retracted, all of it. And to overcome this, one needs to have the knowledge to cite, to give the authors their recognition, the proper recognition for having published works. And that's all from us. Thank you.